All right, so I'm out here to film some footage to make a brand marketing video for this bag. This is the Brevity jumper bag. They sent this to me to test out, which certainly doesn't make me special by any means because they have sent this bag to just about everybody in America. But I wanted to walk you through my thought process on how I get the shots and actually show you how I film these shots. What? What are you doing? I'm making a video walking through my process of how I film to get the footage I need to make the brand marketing video. Yeah, but this is like the last step. You didn't tell them anything about what comes before you get here. Well, obviously, I figured they would already know that. No. In the YouTube space, nothing goes unsaid. If you don't say it, someone that knows 10 times more than you are going to go down in the comments and leave 2 paragraphs and tell you how you should have done everything. So let's pause for a second and let's go back to the beginning and walk through from start to finish what you need to keep in mind before you set out and get to this point where you're actually filming your video for your brand content. So let's go back home and start from the top. Now, first things first, you got to find your music because your music drives your edit. Your edit drives your shot list. And crazy enough, it probably takes you more time to find the right song or the right music than it does to do everything else. So you got to start with your music because the music is going to set the tone of your entire video or your reel or whatever it is you're creating. Your music is going to set that tone. So figure out what kind of music you want, sit in front of your computer for hours on end, finding the right track. And then once you find that track, you can move on to the next step, which is creating a shot list. Now, shot lists are very important because if you don't have a shot list, when you're on location, you're just going to be filming. And that might not sound like a bad idea. And you might think, oh, well, let me just overfilm. Let me film too much and then use what I need and have extra just in case. If you don't have a shot list, you're just filming. And you have no idea how you're going to put that footage together. And believe it or not, when you go back into post and you start doing your editing, you're likely going to find that it's going to be a lot harder for you to put all that together than it would have been if you had a shot list. When you have a shot list, you know exactly what shots you need to get, but more importantly, you know exactly how you need to film those shots. So let's say, for example, once you did your music and you know the tone of what you're trying to do, if you know you're going to want to have a lot of whip transitions in your edit, you obviously need to film those whip transitions on location. So by having that in mind and having your shot list, you can film that exactly the way you need. So when it comes times to edit, you can just piece that stuff together very easily. So this may seem like a step that's not necessary, but I promise you it will save you so much time when you're sitting at the computer editing, knowing exactly what you need to shoot. So when you're on location, it goes quickly. And then of course you can get extra shots as well once you have your shot list. If you want to just get a ton of extra footage just in case, nothing wrong with that. But at least you know you got what you need to be able to complete the edit that you had in your mind. So once you have the shot list, it's time to go shoot. But before you can go shoot, you need to figure out what gear you're going to need. Now, gear is going to play a factor in quite a few ways. Number one, the location. What are you going to be able to film with? Do you need something wide? Can you shoot with telephoto? But it also is going to play a factor in the mood of your footage. So if you shoot something at 35 mil, that's going to give you a completely different look than shooting something at 85 mil. So you need to know what gear you're going to need so that way you can actually do the important thing, be able to film. And now this goes back to the importance of your shot list. By having your shot list and knowing the mood and the tone of the video you're trying to create, you have a pretty good idea of how you want to film that, or at least the options that you have, and you can narrow that down. You also could think about the location. So again, if you know you're going to be somewhere where you're not going to have a lot of space, you're obviously going to need something wide. But outside of camera gear, you also need to think about lighting. Are you going to need to bring any kind of external lighting? Are you going to have audio? So do you need to have mics? All of those things, it all plays a factor. So you need to figure out what gear you need. So that way, when you get on location, you don't make the ill-fated mistake of getting on location and needing something, checking your bag and realizing you don't have it. Don't be like me. Be prepared, know what you're going to need. Now, before we go further, let me just stop and say, I know how it is on these YouTube videos, and I know people would be commenting saying, how could you not mention this? Of course, you need to have an idea of the objective of the video, whether it is for yourself, for your brand company, or for someone else's brand or company. You need to know what the objective is, because how can you film anything if you don't know what the objective of what it is you're filming? What is it going to be used for? What message is trying to be conveyed? Do you want it to be more fun and playful? Do you want it to be more serious? All of those things, you clearly need to figure that out before you start doing anything. How would you figure out what song you need if you didn't already know that? So hopefully this went without saying, and as you've been listening to this already, you knew that. But just in case there was somebody that was waiting to go down to the comments, or maybe you've already been down there, just thought I would mention it. Also thought I would mention how cool I feel like these lines on my face are. I was going to diffuse this window, but I thought this looked kind of cool, so I kept it in. Anyway, let's keep going. All right, so what are you doing? I'm just chilling while you do your thing. I'm good. I got it from here. You can go. All right, okay. I was just trying to help. All right, so now that we have walked through the steps from the top, that brings you to this point. So now it's just a matter of filming your content and then going back and putting it on the computer and doing your editing. So that is that. Let's get to it. You're still here? Did you think I was actually going to be filming the content right now? I don't even know what I'm going to do for this video. I'm not going to film it here. This is just for this YouTube video to put it together. But since you're here, since you made it this far, let me talk about a giveaway, because not only did they send me this to test out, but they also sent me a second bag to be able to give away to one of you. So if you want a chance to win one of these Brevity Jumper bags, this is a 18-liter everyday carry type camera bag. I'm going to leave a link in the description, and I'm going to have a link somewhere, wherever it shows up in the video, to a video about color science, camera color science. And to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is go to that video, and in the comments, you just need to tell which one you think is which from the 3 brands, Canon, Nikon, Sony, and then which one is your favorite. It's all explained in the video. All you got to do is leave a comment and you're automatically entered. And I'm going to try to do this giveaway sometime here real soon, so that way I can get this to somebody by Christmas time. And there'll also be a KNF Concept CPL filter, an ND filter, and a couple of pocket lights. So great little Christmas giveaway. Head there to do that and enter in to win this bag. So with that being said, I'm going back home.